Okay, a top Mexican official is threatening to combat Trump by unleashing drug cartels into the United States. We have a flashback to 2006. Senators Clinton and Obama voted for the Secure Fence Act, signed by President Bush, and mostly ignored. First, is America on the precipice of widespread civil unrest as George Soros' bought and paid for mobs continue to present chaos in the streets of America? I see this getting worse and worse and worse. We've got these rent-a-mobs from Black Lives Matter, the Women's March. Now you've got the Muslims that are protesting in airports. And it goes back to all the George Soros-aligned programs and societies that he's built up. This is going to get worse as they continue to fight Donald Trump.
I don't consider that one of the problems that I see for the United States. I see if you had a weak president, then I'd be very worried. This guy isn't going to put up with it. I'm not going to say we're going to need a Gestapo to take care of them, but I'll tell you one thing. You're going to have the National Guard and you're going to have federal troops out there. And if they try to escalate, they're going to wish they hadn't.
Well, and if you start pressing these charges of felony rioting and you start putting some of these people into jail, I think they may think twice about their $2,500 or spending 5 years behind bars.
I'm not belittling your point. I know that they're trying now to upset them because they're still stunned and they're still in a state of disarray because of November the 8th when they lost the election. They thought they were going to have little Hillary in there that they could manipulate. Well, instead now they got the worst kind of enemy that they could have. A shrewd businessman, a powerful, successful businessman, and a guy who will stop at nothing to make America great again.
And we didn't dodge a bullet by getting rid of Hillary Clinton. We dodged an atom bomb, in my opinion.
I don't disagree with you.
And thank God that they're gone for good, pretty much.
You know something? I've always been a great believer in God, and I'm a spiritual human being. But now I'm sure there is a God that gave us one more chance.
And did you see on the inauguration day when Franklin Graham came up and gave an invocation to President Trump, it started to rain? And he made the comment, he said, in the Bible, and if you go back into spirituality, rain is a blessing from God. And it started raining the second that you came out, Mr. Trump, and it stopped raining about a minute afterwards.
I'll take anything that I can get, you know?
Absolutely. What do you make of this top Mexican official threatening to unleash the drug cartels into America if Donald Trump doesn't want to play nice with the Mexicans?
You know what my answer is? What else is new? What do you think they've been doing all these years?
Jorge Gutman, Secretary of Foreign Affairs of Mexico, said that.
Well, they've already been doing it. We've been letting them get away with murder. We've been letting them. It isn't the nice people that have come across the border. It's been the drug cartels and the kind of vicious criminals that kill women.
Well, there's a mixture because you have to admit you do know some people that have come here that were not legal citizens that are not looking to commit crimes and robberies.
I did not seem to intimate that. I'm saying is that we have done nothing to stop the drug cartels.
And now President Trump is talking about doing his own infrastructure plan, which he will implement. But do you think we should deficit spend in order to do that?
You know, you as usual, you ask a very difficult question. We have a $20 trillion debt right now, which is double what it was when Obama got into office. It's one of the worst acts of criminality that he committed, in my opinion, to just spend the money. And if he'd have spent it for infrastructure, I might have been a little bit more amenable to it. But he ignored it. What did he spend it on? He spent it on Obamacare. He spent it on cap and trade, which mercifully never went through because the House went Republican. But
teachers unions, bailing out the car companies.
Also knowing full well that he was going to close up factories, he used that money to pay off people that weren't working. So the so-called food stamp program, which is much more than food stamps, has tripled, quadrupled, quintupled since Obama took office.
Yeah. Okay, let's get back to the question. Do you think that we should spend $1 trillion on infrastructure.
I don't think we have any choice. We don't have a choice. I would say if it means going into somewhat more debt with
Now, what about this idea that he floated during the campaign? That you could have a private fund set up that people could invest in and they could possibly get a return on
well,
that.
I don't care how they do it. We must, in the next 4 years, we must make a big start toward doing something about our infrastructure.
Our electrical grid is in disarray.
We've been through that. Bridges.
You drive down the I-10 and there's grass growing down the middle of the
I know.
lanes.
I mean, I'm telling you, we're like a third world country when it comes to that. And then this idiot governor that we have in the state, he's still talking about a speed train. I mean, it's almost laughable. But there are 3 states in this country that control the liberal movement. California is one, Illinois is another, and New York is a third. That's where Hillary got 2/3 of her votes. That's how she got what she brags about, that she got 2 million more votes, because those states voted for her.
And
But
speaking of Hillary, let's go back to 2006 when then Senator Obama and Senator Clinton both voted for the Secure Fence Act of 2006 that President Bush signed. The hypocrisy is so thick that you could cut it with a knife.
well, hypocrisy and our form of government go hand in hand. We have a congressman out here, Ruiz, who I have respected in the past. I've spent time with him. Very disappointed in the man that he joined the worst elements of the Democratic Party, but not showing up at the inauguration.
He's slyly gone under the radar, pretty much unnoticed for the last 6 years. I think that may have been a slip-up that's going to cost him come the next election.
Well, especially when the ultra-liberal Desert Sun took him to task for it. And I actually
applauded them for it?
I applauded them for it. I wrote a note to the editor, with whom I don't have any very good relations anymore, and I congratulated him for not only the letters that he posted, but that the editorial that he came up with.